You need to learn to get better outreach, better emails, better at closing deals. Each time we learn these things, it's like running. I run a long way now. So for me, 5K, 10K, 20K, 50K feels fine because I run 200K. In the same way with sales, I'm not asking anybody to start at 200 outreaches, but I am asking you to start. Every time we do this, we get fitter, we get better, we get better at sales. Today, when I go to a sales meeting, I hate to say I don't have to prepare, but I don't have to really prepare. Why? I'm on my 25,749th or whatever it is meeting. Like, I just know the deal. Everybody, welcome to the first episode of the new year. Super exciting. I'm going to talk today about a subject that I love, sales, but combined with another subject I love, running. You know that I love running, you know that I love sales. And I had this, actually I was going to use the word epiphany, but that sounds a little intellectual for me. When I was running, I was thinking, I like to get running fit. I like to get running fit because I like to win. I like to win races. Even though I'm old, I like to win. And I realized to get running fit, I had to run and I had to practice. And I also read a lot of books about running. I think about running. I take good nutrition. I learn different ways to run, different speeds, different techniques. I'm still learning about running, and I am today running fit. And it made me realize that it's the same thing with sales. You need to be sales fit. And, this sales fitness that I want to talk about today is going along the same lines as running fitness. The idea is that what we need to be thinking about is, what does it take to get sales fit? So that's what I'm going to explore today. I'm going to explore and think about, and it's something I've thought about for a long time, but I haven't really put it down yet into paper or on a podcast. So this is the first time I'm saying it out loud, saying it out publicly. I'm going to detail the ways we're going to get fit. I'm going to detail the actions we need to take, and I'm going to talk about the maths of it, or sometimes the math. I don't know if it's the maths or the math, but that's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about getting sales fit. You know why? Because when you're fit, you win. What does win mean? In sales, it means hitting your targets, selling a lot. And I promise you, there's no better feeling than being fit and hitting your targets. It's amazing, right? You get to hit your targets. All right, let's start from the very beginning of getting sales fit. The simplest way to get sales fit is to do sales. And I'm going to say and how do we do sales? We take sales actions. And I use the word actions because sales today is not just calling and meeting people and selling. It's those things plus emailing, LinkedIn, content, follow-up, creating pitch decks, learning how to pitch over Zoom as well as in person, closing deals, negotiation, partnerships. But each time we take an action, be that a call, a meeting, a follow-up, we get better at it. And if we get better at it and remember how to do it, like muscle memory, we get better at sales. So this is a simple concept. But I actually Googled sales fit. Didn't really find much. Now, I hate it when people said, I'm the only guy with this idea. I'm sure this idea has been done, but I really want to drill down. So, number one way of getting sales fit is to itemize, and I have 3 things for you, 3 ways to get sales fit. Well, there's 3 key actions. Number 1 is do outreach. So outreach is messaging people on email, messaging people on LinkedIn, because remember, I'm mainly a B2B guy, so I use LinkedIn. If you use Insta or Reddit or Twitter or wherever else, you can do that too. So outreach, telling people you're around, telling people you're alive, and telling people what your product is. And not just telling them, like, this is a sales action I'm doing right now. I'm creating content which will let you, the person watching this, understand that I know sales. And I hope you'll buy sales training from me. So this is a sales action. But a sales action is outreach. The second part is meetings, calls, actually talking and speaking to a person. So you either make a call or have a meeting, And the third action is closing deals. How do we get a deal in the door? Everything that's needed. But imagine we just did one of those every day. One piece of outreach, one email, and one activity that helped bring the deal in. All right, it's 3 a day. Not bad. It's a start. But it's a sales action. Now, each time we do that, it feels a little easier the next time. Do I think 3 actions a day is enough? I do not. What is enough? Now, I'm actually going to give you a framework for February. And I'll tell you why February in a bit. But we start to find what is our level. Now, I'm going to use running again here. For people who have never run, so if you're listening to this and you've never sold and you think, I don't even know what Ned's talking about, I'm going to talk to you in a way that we talk with beginner runners. There's a thing called couch to 5K. So it means if you're sitting on the couch and your dream is running 5K seems a long way. To somebody who runs a marathon, 5K feels easy, but it's a long way to you. So the couch to 5K is a 12-week program where people just start with walking. They're not even running. They just start with walking. And then they run a minute, walk for 2 minutes. Then they run for 2 minutes and walk for 1 minute. Then they run for 3. Same with sales. We're going to start, and this is if you're a beginner. Don't worry, if you're experienced sales, we'll get onto that. Let's just start with the simplest activity. Go to LinkedIn and comment on someone's post. Someone who is, a potential customer or potentially in the right industry. All you have to do is go there and comment on their post. Is that really sales? Yes, because you are introducing yourself to that person in a valuable way. Why is it valuable? Think about it. Nobody posts on LinkedIn and hopes for silence, no likes and no comments. So if you are commenting on someone, they're like, oh, great, thank you for that. Next is, you can find a lead. How can you find a lead? Whatever your industry is, you go to the internet and Google the top 100 companies, and then put in who are you pitching, the CEO or the head of sales or HR, whoever it might be. It will pop up and show you who those people are. And you can literally either go to LinkedIn, you might get their email and send them a message, outreach. And then even if you begin sales, once you start to do that, somebody will come back and ask for a meeting, either a Zoom or a real meeting. So it takes you to the next stage of getting sales fit, which is practicing meetings and calls. And we'll go into how we do those. And then the last stage of getting sales fit, once you do stage 1, stage 2, at some point somebody will say, I want to buy this. What's the price? Can I get a discount? I have this question I need answered to get it done. But every time you do that, you're getting sales fit. So we can create sales fitness plans. We start with 3. And the reason I use 3 because there's 3 pillars: lead outreach, lead gen, meetings, calls, and closing deals. So these are the 3 pillars of getting fit. But let's start to increase as we learn, and you need to learn to get better outreach, better emails, better at closing deals. Each time we learn these things, we're like, okay, I'm getting better. It's like running. I think you guys know I run a long way now. So for me, 5K, 10K, 20K, 50K feels fine because I run 200K. In the same way with sales, I'm not asking anybody to start at 200 outreaches, but I am asking you to start. Because if you stay on the couch, you're not going to get fit. You cannot get fitter at running. You can learn about running by looking at books, thinking about it. You're not going to get fit unless you do it. And it's the same with sales. If you want to get fit, you have to do it. Now, I'm here to show you how to do it. So you're not just strolling out and wondering how to do it. And with this fitness plan I want to create, so each day we have set activities to do. And actually, as I started to build the sales movement, I had this idea: daily, weekly, monthly goals and targets. Daily, and we're going to get into the mass of this, but it's so important to not get lost in the yearly target, because it's daily fitness actions that will make you achieve your target. Because remember, we're getting fit so that we can hit our targets. Again, I run a lot because I have a target. I have a goal with my running and I want to get there. But I only get I don't get the target by thinking about the target. I get the target by doing the running. So, giving you the framework. And why it's important to think about what to do every day is this. So, let's say you have a target to sell 100 deals this year. I'm just using a number of 100 because it's a nice, easy number. Okay, so 100 deals in a year. That's one every 3.65 days. We just call it one every 3 days because we want to be ahead of target, not behind. Now, if you think, I have 100 by the end of the year, January, February, you still have, it's okay, I've got 10 months to get to the end of the year. Because you're not thinking brick by brick. Fitness is built little bit by action. You'll hear me repeat this endlessly. Sales action gets your fitness gets your goal. So today I'm recording this. It is the 8th of January, maybe the 9th, I'm not sure. But if we have to sell one every 3 days, I should have sold 2 by now. There's no way around that. This is a really important bit about training and fitness, that each activity you get will help you achieve where you want to get to. So I have a target of 100. Each day I have to sell, every 3 days I need a deal. Okay, so what does it take to get a deal? Now, let's say every time I do 4 meetings, I get 1 yes. So 4 meetings to get 1 yes. Okay, so now I'm starting to figure this out. 4 meetings. So how do I get 4 meetings? Okay, and I'm just using these as round numbers. I have to have, let's call it 20 interested people. Interested means they've already said, I have just some interest in it. Not they haven't said they'll take a meeting, but they either responded or looked at your newsletter or commented on a post or responded to an email, said interest. And let's say that you need to get 20 of those to get 4 meetings to get 1 deal. But to get 20 of those, you have to do maybe 50 cold outreaches to get the 20, to get the 4, to get the 1. 50. Let's take that number. Sales fitness. Your fitness score. Oh my God, I've just had a thought. I should have fitness scores for people like a VO2 max. I will store that in my brain. If you are going to get 50 outreach to get 20 interested people, to get 4 meetings, to get 1 deal, what do we need to do? We need to do the 50. There's no way around that. Now, no way around that to start. Because when we start, we're not great. The 50 outreach messages aren't great. We maybe don't quite understand the 20 interested, because from 20, we should be getting maybe 10 meetings. And then from the 10, we should be closing 2. So we're starting with a framework that when we don't fully have all the skills to do this. But once we start, every time we do this, we get fitter, we get better at sales. Today, when I go to a sales meeting, I hate to say I don't have to prepare, but I don't have to really prepare. Why? I'm on my 25,749th or whatever it is meeting. I just know the deal. It's a bit like when I go running or somebody who cooks really well or dances or does brain surgery. They know it. They just know how to do it, and they're able to do it repeatedly, but they get better at it because they've done it 10,000 hours of times. So sales fitness is a result of action. So let's take these 50 outreaches. So what's 50 outreaches? 50 outreaches is you build a list. So you can literally go to LinkedIn or the internet and say, I'm interested in selling to banks. So let's get the 50 banks that are in my country or my area. Great. And then I can literally either go to LinkedIn or I can go and search on their email and get their emails and then message them. Hi, I'm Ned. I sell X. Would you be interested? Now, there's better ways to outreach than just offering your product, but I'm just giving you the example. And I've taken sales actions. Now I feel a bit fitter. I'm like, wow, this is pretty good. Because remember, to get that sale, We need 4 meetings, which needs 20 outreaches, which needs 50 at the top. You can't get away from the maths. You can improve the maths. So that's the framework to get started and to get going. We improve. Sorry, we set up this framework. But now we must improve. How do we improve? Again, it's like running. I can go out and run because I've run for 30 years. And I know how much nutrition to take. I know when to run faster and slower. I know what my splits are for each K. Like I can literally, I wear a watch. I don't really need it. I just know. I know almost exactly how fast I'm going. But as we get fitter, let's go back to these numbers, 50, 20, 4, 1. The 50 remains. I'll do 50 outreaches. But instead of getting 20 interested from 50, we should make that 25 or 30. How? We learn techniques. 50 outreaches should not be, as we're learning to get fit, it should not be, hi, I'm Ned, I'm selling you X. It should be, hey, I saw that you guys were working on this product. It looks amazing. I had a little look at it. It does X and Y. Super interesting. Would love to just chat about that. And, maybe I actually found a way for you to drive more revenue from that product. Who are they going to respond to? The person that said, hey, do you want to buy my stuff? Or, hey, the person who said, I looked at your product, I think I can help to generate more revenue. Of course, you're still selling. I'm never trying to dress up the fact that we're not selling, but selling doesn't have to be as direct. But because I got fitter, I got smarter, I got better. And as I get better at it, instead of 50 to 20, I go 50 to 30. So let's go 50 to 30. Remember, 50 outreaches for 30 people interested. And instead of then, remember, us getting 4 meetings from 20, maybe I can get 10 meetings from 30. So how do I get 10 meetings from 30? Again, I'm getting fitter, I understand. 30 interested people. What a lot of people do is if you have 30 interests, they say, do you want to buy my product? But remember, in B2B particularly, you're actually selling a meeting. Because most people want a meeting before they'll buy an enterprise or a product. Yet people in that group of 30 interested people, they say, hey, do you want my product? They don't know. They unless it's a product they can buy immediately in B2B, which is probably not, you should be selling a meeting. If you understand that you're selling a meeting, people will take a meeting because, yes, they're giving you time, but they're not giving you money. So as we got fitter, we learn the techniques and we practice again and again, we should be selling meeting. Again, the sales movement's going to tell you the techniques. I just need you to practice them. And then we get 10 meetings. Okay. Now, here comes the cool part. In those 10 meetings, before, remember, we went 50, 24, 1 closed. We closed 1 from 4. Let's say we can still close 1 from 4. Let's say we're 1 from 3. So from 10 meetings, we're getting 3. We're getting 3 closes. How? People, when you're in a meeting, do not sell your product straight away. Really hold back. Ask them. Hey, build the rapport. Why are you here? Questions. What are you looking for? What's the challenge with your business? Where do you need help? You could almost not sell. Let them talk because they'll talk themselves and tell you what the problem is. And then if your product cannot solve it, do not sell to them. I've been in this game 35 years and, sure, sometimes I love selling, but you've got to remember I'm in this game for another 35 years. I want people to still be like, oh yeah, I'd like to talk to Ned. He's okay. He didn't ram that product down my throat. You must listen to them. So I'm getting fitter. I'm getting better. My craft, running is my craft, but sales is my craft. And I want to get better at it. And I want to be good at it for a long time. I'm still going to be running when I'm 100. And in sales, if you're always selling, buy my product, people will back away from you and you won't be able to practice it. I will let a sale go today if the person either A, really doesn't want it, or I don't have it. I'm not going to jam it in. I've done that before. It doesn't work. I've made the mistakes. And that's why I think as a sales fitness trainer, I'm the right guy for you because I've made those sales fitness mistakes. I've practiced these reps. And to come back to those numbers, 10 to 3, imagine that you're closing 3 from 10, but it's not 3 from 10. It's 3 from 50. And before we were 50 to 1. Now we're getting fit. Now we're really, really, really getting fit. We're getting to a stage whereby, wow, like, I don't know how many of you are runners or fitness. You know when you turn up an event and it's not like arrogance, but it's just some belief. Wow, I think I got this. Like you look around and you think, I've practiced. I've put in the effort. And that's what I want us to do. There's so much to do here, in sales, closing, how to open meetings, how to close meetings, the middle of meetings, negotiation, the classic old BANT, budget, authority, need, time. Do they need it? Practicing those reps, but come back, this number of 50. If you do 50 outreaches a day and you're getting 1, soon you'll get 3, but still 50. Now imagine that 50 goes to 100. Then we get a 6. And remember, we get better at it. So I can do 50 faster. So that's my plan to get fit. I'm going to create training plans for everybody. Not everybody, but everybody who is interested. We create training plans. Are you starting? Are you intermediate? Are you expert? Do we just need to refine? Remember, even the top athletes have coaches. Michael Phelps still has a coach. I've talked about listening to Kobe Bryant. Obviously tragic what happened to him, but I listened to his old podcast. That dude was still, getting coached even when he was the champion of the NBA. No matter how good you are, you need to do more, right? To be able to do that. So to get started, I will be out there with training plans, and to finish off this little podcast thought process, me by myself in a room talking to all of you, which I absolutely love doing. Thank you for listening. There's a running competition. I think it's competition. There's a running thing in February every year where runners in a group on Strava, it's like a social media app, they run either 1 kilometer or 1 mile on the first day of February. So some people are going to choose kilometers, some people are going to choose miles. And you run 1 on the 1st of February. You then run 2, either kilometers or miles, depending on, which will make it harder for yourself. You all know that miles is further. On the 2nd of February, 3 on the 3rd. And if you don't manage 3, 4, 5, 6, you drop out. Now, obviously the first 10 days is okay for runners. That last week, particularly if you're doing miles, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, you're doing 5 marathons basically in 5 days. If it's kilometers, for ultra runners, it's achievable, but it really gets you fit. So it gave me an idea. I'm going to do a February sales fitness challenge. Here's what it is. What we start with is, remember the 3 pillars I gave you? Outreach. So, lead gen, outreach in there, the meetings, and the closing. We're going to try and do on the 1st of February, just 1 of each. So it'll be 3 sales actions. I just need you to do 3 sales actions. 1 comment on LinkedIn, 1 email, and 1 where we're just following up. Remember, closing a meeting can just be an email follow-up. Hey, I saw you were interested in my product. Just checking. It would be great to get you on board for X, Y reasons. It would help you, benefit for you for X, Y, Z. So on the 2nd of February, we're going to do 2 of each of these. So 6 in total. 2 times 3 is 6. The 3rd, we're going to do 9, 12. I'm going to do it with you. We're starting very gently. If you stick with it, on the 28th of February, you would have done 1,146 sales actions. Think about it. You will be fit. You will have a huge amount of knowledge you've gained. I'll be there to tell you techniques on how to do this. You believe in yourself as a salesperson, and you will have deals. Now, some people, if you're selling really long form B2B where it's 9 months closing, you're not going to get a deal in February, but I promise you, your pipeline will be way better. You will be fitter. You will have generated more. You will be better. Imagine that. Imagine I told you you're going to do 1,146 sales actions in February. You'd be like, wow, that's really hard. It's not going to be easy, but I'm going to take it like this. So I'm going to build that up. Guys, sales fit. This is the year, 2025. We're all going to be fit. And look, I'm super lucky because I love this. I'm going to get fit with you. Like a trainer, like a running trainer, I'm going to do this with you. So I get fit as well. So I feel super fortunate for being here. That's my little show for today. Hope you loved it. Hope you enjoyed it. Join me. Let's get sales fit and let's smash it in 2025. We'll see you there. Lots of love.